Righto guys, welcome back to yet another video down at OnSong Performance, or LepLabs if you guys want to just call it that. I've been calling it for the whole time I've been here. Today, if you guys remember in yesterday's video, we had a whole bunch of issues. Originally we were supposed to get this thing up on the dyno and pretty much get it majority of the way sorted yesterday. And then we ran into the issue where we had that oil leak once again. Pretty much what we nailed it down to, we've put it back in the car. Because we can't do anything about it just yet. I tried all night to try and get a VCT gear. If you guys remember, I can't show you now, but this gear right here, it's a, the VCT is, how would you say, it's a
cam timing.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
But it's the oil pressure is what adjusts the, what's variable about it.
There's a solenoid which switches oil pressure that feeds the cam gear, which adjusts your cam timing in the gear.
Yeah.
So it's actually an internal adjustment
Yep.
in the cam gear. So what we actually found was we replaced that main seal because we thought it was that the other day, but then it was leaking again. And the problem we have is because it's leaking into all the timing gear, it's really hard to actually narrow it down because it gets flicked up over everywhere in front of the motor. But for how long the car was running just at idle, we pretty much knew that it had to be somewhere that was getting oil fed to it. It couldn't just be a seal, like just a seal doesn't push out that much oil just at idle for that long. So it was either going to be, we were a bit worried it was going to actually be possibly the oil pump gasket had failed, and it was actually where it was feeding from the oil pump might have been leaking. But what we did is, before we went and pulled the motor out to check it, we put it all back together with no timing covers so that we could run the car and actually visually see what was happening. And we actually found that it's coming from the back of the VCT cam gear. There is like a join between two parts of the cam gear.
Which is it's super uncommon for all the seals that it could have been, but even still then, that's it, yeah.
Personally, I've never seen it happen, but we could sit here and watch it. We didn't have any timing covers on the car, and that's where it's actually leaking oil.
It was literally within like 20 seconds of idle.
Yeah.
It was pissing out oil and pulling up.
It wasn't a seal because it's somewhere that's actually being fed with oil for it to leak that much at idle. So yeah, we found it's actually the VCT gear that it's failed. There's something in the gear that's failed. Personally, I've never pulled one apart. I don't know a lot about them.
Yep.
So I don't think it's serviceable. I couldn't figure out a way to get it apart. And we tried our hardest to try and source another gear, but we couldn't get one in time. So at this stage, we've put it back together. It's just going to leak oil. It's not a big deal. At least we know what it is. It's just going to be messy.
That's it. That's exactly right, yeah.
But yeah, Zach's going to have to try and source another VCT gear. And we'll get that sorted at some point.
Yeah, I have a few ways I think I might be able to get one, but it won't be today. We tried, both Max and I tried so hard last night to see if we could try and source one, but the only thing was, it'd have to be a massive ask for someone to like come from Brisbane or Ipswich or Sunshine Coast to bring one out and just
It's pretty isolated. We're pretty far away from everything. So it's hard to.
It's a good hour and a half outside of anywhere close. So
again, same thing as if you didn't have to drive at home and you hadn't booked in for Friday night or something, we could probably sort it out.
That's it.
Later on.
That's exactly right.
Thing where we're always just really pushed for time.
Yeah. So this is just saying right now, this is 100,000% my call to put this back in the car, because I know you guys wouldn't want to do that at all. You wouldn't want to let a car sort of go with that big of an oil leak, but
not particularly.
Like
I said, it's going to leak oil. It's going to be messy, but it's not going to be detrimental to.
Well, that's exactly right.
As long as you make sure there's still oil in it all the time, it's not going to bother us.
That's it. So it's just going to keep leaking oil, pretty much. So
the other option that we did have was to actually just pull the VCT solenoid out and bung the feed. Which is very common for people who actually delete VCT when they go to bigger cams. The problem with that is we sort of want to tune in the VCT so that Zach may be able to get this sorted closer to home to someone else. So as long as the tune's right, well then he can get that sorted. It's fine, doesn't matter. But if we bung it off and then tune it without VCT, once it gets a new VCT cam gear, there's no VCT tuned in, so it's we sort of decided the best course of action was to just have it leaking and tune in the VCT. And Zach can then put another cam gear on it at another point, and the tune will still be.
And at this point in time, it looks like I'll be able to get one within the week. And then Tom will be able to come up from Gold Coast, if you guys remember Tom, with the R33.4. He's got all the stuff there that he'll, I'm guessing, we'll be able to bring up. So it'd save sort of me putting these guys out, because the amount of projects that they have here at the moment is crazy. They have this horrible R33.4 because he watches my videos, and look, he's got an Eliminate sticker, GK Tech stickers, Luke Fink stickers even. Look at this around here, we got Jimmy Oaks, Samet, everything, and not a fucking ZacBaldy sticker in sight.
It makes me feel any better. He doesn't have any of my stickers on it either.
I thought he did. Oh, well, we should put one on. Nah, just joking. But not only that, they have the R31 over there, or two R31s over there, plus their own R31. And another FG Falcon sitting down there that needs a new trans. I wouldn't know too much about getting new transes in XR6 turbos, so I couldn't relate to that.
That'll make more power also.
It does make more power. And he's going with a stock trans. Not even upgrading it. At this current point in time, everything is now back together. We're just waiting on a little bit of fab work over here because we needed to plumb in the IACV. So
for those of you who are not familiar with my channel, this is Adam, the creature.
Hi, Adam the creature.
He is our resident fabricator here, really. Mine and Rex, like one of our very short fallings of our skills is fabrication. We're still pretty new at it. We're not very good at aluminium particularly.
Neither am I.
So it's usually always if we need something done that we tried and couldn't do, it's Adam.
Yeah. There you go.
And then I come along with my hammer and just go,
And it's done.
Yep.
So yeah, Adam's currently putting in a bung for the intake temp sensor, and then also for the IACV. So as soon as that's all done, we'll chuck that back in the car, and then, well look, literally just hit it with a hammer and it's gone straight back in right now. So yeah, that's it. And then we're about to get this thing up on the dyno. So sorry about the massive 7.5 minute long intro. Yeah, we'll get up on the dyno.
Go.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
What?
The actual fuck.
It actually just works.
It just started. Let's go. What the hell? I was not expecting that at all.
That's a little bit of coolant beside the oil over there, but rightio, car's up on the dyno. It's actually a very cinematic dyno here. I love this lighting. God damn. Nah, it'll get a little bit better. But one thing I am really keen for, if you guys know pretty much with my cars especially, I absolutely love just being able to hear it. And having the turbo sound good and the exhaust sound good is a big deal. And especially another big thing is like, can it pick up on video? So yeah, definitely one of the biggest things for me is making this thing sound insane. So hopefully this turbo sounds good. I'm keen, I'm super keen. Right here, just doing a little bit of load stuff. We did a little bit of a dose before. Funnily enough, being a journal bearing turbo and pretty small, it sounded very similar to my 3576R on the Falcon. I'm excited, I'm keen. Sounds so cute.
So way too rich, but boost is looking pretty good there.
Yep. So it
Yeah.
dropped down to 10, did it?
Yeah, it's because I got
Yeah.
out of it because it was too rich.
Okay, yeah, right.
But that's what we can do is you just use this table to get it to plateau,
Yep.
and then if it starts to taper off again, you can jam more boost in at the
Yep.
end. Like
Yep.
you can keep it at constant boost. That's the beauty of using Mac valve.
Yeah, cool. That came in really cool, eh? Like, it was crazy quickly.
Well, that's the other thing with the Mac valve is you can actually, this mid area where you're starting to ramp up, you can actually sort of tune your power curve a bit.
Yeah, cool.
Some people love cars that hit hard, and some people love really linear
Cars,
power.
yeah.
So.
Rightio, so after playing around with the Skyline for a little bit, it's been really cool. I've sort of been sitting inside and watching, and sort of he's teaching me how to read just sort of the whole link software and everything, so I get a better understanding of it, and it's so amazingly cool. At this current point in time, we're maxing out the turbo at around about 16. This obviously being the max heating rod's turbo. You can see it jumps up to 16 and starts falling off around about 5.5 and sort of tapers off to around about 12 psi. And as you can see, our fueling is now much better than what it was. So we're averaging around those 11, sort of everything around about 4,000, going from about an 11.6 to about an 11.3. So yeah, amazing. So I'm glad that my overkill fuel system is working. Alright, so pretty much all the fueling's sort of done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and adjust VCT. With the first one, or the first time we tuned it, VCT wasn't on simply because we literally couldn't, it was just useless. We were at a 12.5 AFR and just
didn't have time.
We didn't have time.
We didn't have time.
Actually, yeah, very true. Yeah,
didn't have time to get the fueling sorted.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, so yeah, we just didn't have time, and the fueling wasn't sorted, and just there wasn't any point. So now actually finally set it up. We're going to do one run with it off, well we already have. One run with it on, and where it crosses over, we'll set that up, the amp limit up, so that way it switches between the 1 and 2, sort of like either on or off for the VCT settings, and that'll give us a little bit of a game. So we'll see how we go. So you should see on the map that at one point this will cross over.
If it's working.
If it's working, yeah, if it's working. You can see it makes a huge difference down low, but we're going to do it once more.
That was just a terrible dyno run.
Yeah, that's alright.
See where we've got power increases.
Yeah, and then when it falls off.
At about 5.5 it's starting to fall off.
Yep.
So I say we switch off at 5.5.
Yep.
So the thing with RB25 variable cam timing, it's only a switch type, it's not a continuously variable one.
Yep.
So
it's either on or off.
this is probably all tuning secrets that we shouldn't be
Actually, yeah, very true.
But last time I got in trouble for not giving away enough information, so...
Rightio, so, I don't know if you guys can hear me, because Max is going to do a little bit more cruise tuning on that R33 at the moment. Play a little bit of a play around with timing, and also with the what we can do with VCT. You guys can see on the graph, I didn't show you, but it's dropping off around about 6,000, which the 4 to 6,000 range where it's full boost and it keeps pulling up until about 6,000 is perfect. So it's a really good, nice, usable range, especially with such a with a smallish turbo and a more restrictive turbo. It's pretty much all we can get out. We only had a 1 degree of timing too, so that's pretty much all we can get. But yeah, no, it's a sick little car. I'm not even quite sure how much power it made. It's just cool to watch the whole back end of the tuning thing. So knowing that we're sort of pushing the car to the limit, but keeping it reliable enough for drifting, I don't really care too much about the power, because originally I wanted to just learn on this car with stock power anyway. So, you know, seeing sort of the whole back end side of it, and then working out what I can and can't do and what's usable and what's not, it's really cool and really interesting. So yeah, that's such a sick week here, learning and just doing so much stuff with the car. So now we should finally get into some decent power runs, and yeah, we'll pick it up from there. Turbo sounds so cool. Let's see how much power it made. 276. We've picked up, with the amount of work that we've done, a whopping 40 horsepower.
It's a good game.
It is a lot more reliable though, I must admit.
Oh yeah.
And a lot more usable
much
too.
better car. Just we're out of turbo, that's all.
Yeah, that's it.
But, I mean, you got a pretty good power range, like
That 4 to
power
6
curve.
bracket.
Yeah, you got a good power curve there. Like, it is holding on pretty well.
Yep.
It'd be a good car to drive. But
Yeah, certainly.
no, it'd be good. Like, again, it's sort of stock cams, stock exhaust manifold.
That's it.
Your turbo's much better than a stock one, but you're still fairly restricted.
Yeah, especially with that dump. You know, you saw how close that.
Yeah.
Like where the
stock dump.
Go
line. It's all.
where the thing comes out.
It's
Yeah.
all quite restricted.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, you don't like even. You could go pumping a gem and a bit more PSI in, like at a peak torque.
Yep.
it's not going with higher RPM. We could jam more boost in there, but you're pushing stuff uphill. But
That's it. That's exactly right.
You're making it less reliable.
Yep.
What you really want is just a nice reliable car to get seat time.
That's it.
So
exactly right. And that's what it is.
We're not jamming heaps of timing in this thing because it's got a fair bit of back pressure.
Yep.
You know, it is what it is. It's going to be a nice, reliable, good car. 270 horsepower is still plenty. Mark 31 used to make 255.
Yep. And it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Turbo sounds pretty sick. From the front, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of dose. No, it should be pretty reliable at that. Being the max speeding ones turbo, they're not massively efficient. So you start trying to push them out of their efficiency, you start getting bad results very fast. So
yep.
I'm happy at that 16 pound. I want to leave it there.
Yep.
Yeah. Go do some driving.
Yeah. Sounds good. Woohoo.
I think it's done.
It's in enough.
I think.
It's in.
And rightio. Let's go for a bit of a drive.
Max actually gets to enjoy the fruits of.
That's a heap better.
Nothing wrong with that.
That is mint.
That goes really well.
Oh yeah, fourth's a bit weird.
Bit grindy.
Yeah.
Scrap.
I don't know how to fix it. New trans?
Yeah, new synchro.
Oh, sad.
Oh yeah, that is actually really impressive.
It's
that
wicked,
goes
hey?
really well. It'll definitely be a nice drifter.
Oh yeah.
With some, obviously not with 255s on it, but
Well, it goes.
There it goes. Holy. That's so sick.
Grindy, eh?
Yeah, a bit weird, eh?
I'm actually really impressed with how hard it pulls in second.
It's so cool,
It
eh?
actually goes really well.
But it sounds pretty cool too, I will admit.
Bit of dose.
Yeah. That's so cool. It kind of has that old school like HKS kind of sound. Scrub. Oh, no. Is that in fourth? It still pulls pretty hard in fourth, eh?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
It pulls
it's cool.
like from real early.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been really from like $3,000 it just starts pulling.
Yeah.
Small turbo line.
But I mean, you sacrifice the horsepower number, but it's
Yeah.
really nice and drivable.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is like when you're learning to drift, it's exactly what you need, having that wide power band with that good torque.
That's it, yeah.
Really pull you out of the shit if you miss a gear or something like that.
Yeah.
And you can feel how much smoother it comes on boost than the 31 does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it really doesn't like that forward though.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's the only thing that's probably stopping me from doing any like circuit racing sort of stuff. But that's cool. Is
You know this bloke? Hey.
It's three from $3,000 in second gear.
yep. Full boost now. So cool. Such a nice place down here too. Nice place in Mexico. They even have signs in English telling you to watch out for wildlife. Crazy. They really are a diverse country. Alright guys, so I left OnSong Performance, and can I just say, this car is insane. I'm gonna set you guys up in the passenger seat. Listen to this turbo sound. It sounds great. I absolutely love it. It sounds so cool. Likes to crunch a bit. But how sick does that sound now? Oh my god. It sounds so freaking cool. I love it. Rightio. Alright, you guys won't be able to see me on this camera, but maybe on the computer, maybe. We're heading back to Brisbane now. It's currently, well, apparently my clock says 4:37 PM or AM, not quite sure. We'll get back to Brisbane. I might even take Max out for a little quick ride. This car's so sick. I'll see you all very soon. He's all chill.
Go again.
Look how long he's getting.
I know he.
Oh my god!
He's not a puppy anymore. I mean, he's a puppy, but he's.
Oh, gross. Oh, hello. Hello.
Look how fluffy he is.
He's so fluffy.
Yeah, that's how it's been.
Oh, you are huge. You are huge. Righto guys, so it is currently the next day, and I just wanted to give a little bit of feedback on this Max Peating Rods Turbo, because this is the first thing that I was really interested in sort of testing out for Max Peating Rods, and I'm going to quickly give you guys a little bit of a thing about how it goes for me. Righto, so you guys would have seen on the dyno graph that you saw that it came in really quick and really hard, and it tapered off sort of around that 5,055 mark. And can I just say that after driving it, it is a beautiful, linear, nice, smooth boost power curve. It just looks and feels amazing, and the sound, it's like, it has a really, really, really distinctive like dose where it sounds like if you were to dose into a PVC pipe. Probably helps out with that massive big stainless piece that goes out, but even still then, it sounds incredible. I'm more than happy with the noise that this turbo makes, and I'm more than happy with the performance of it. As you guys saw in the dyno runs, it did taper off a little bit. So as you guys might have found out, I've actually been sponsored by Max Peating Rods to test out this turbo and see how it goes. And from my initial sort of reaction to the turbo, yes, it did fall a little bit on the dyno, but that's completely fine because driving it, it feels incredible, it sounds incredible, and it's going to be perfect for what I want to do. We're not pushing it to its max, we're setting it at 16 PSI, which is nowhere near the maximum of this turbo. It's a nice, just reliable boost level, and more than happy with that. Dougie, come here. Come here. Gonna do my video? Come here. Look how big this dude's getting. You were tiny. The turbo is 100% hashtag Doug spec. He's small, he's light, he's a heavy hitter, and he does him, and he's sweet. For a turbo that you can pick up sub $300, I honestly don't think there'd be anything cheaper on the market. Not that I've tested. Anything cheaper on the market that would get you the same results as what we did through the Max Peating Rods Turbo. I am so blown away by how cool it is, and how it sounds, and just how it's just changed the car completely. So such a wicked car, and I'm keen to get it drifting today, actually, finishing off this video today. So yeah, anyway guys, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed it. See you later, have a good one, peace out.